Hi, this is Myths and Coffee, and thank you for joining me. Take a cup of coffee or tea and enjoy a short story. Today's topic is Perun and his connection to Croatia and the mountain range Učka. In Slavic mythology, Perun is the highest god of the pantheon and the god of skies, thunder, lightning, storms, oak trees, and more. His other attributes were fire, mountains, horses and carts, weapons, specifically hammer, axe and his axe of Perun, and war. He was first associated with weapons made of stone and later with those of metal. It's not hard to see that Perun for the South Slavic peoples is Zeus in Greece, or for the Romans Jupiter, or somewhat equivalent for Thor and Odin in Norse mythology. Of all historic records describing Slavic gods, those mentioning Perun are the most numerous. As early as the 6th century, he was mentioned in the Vela Gotico, a historical source written by the Eastern Roman historian Procopius, who we talked about in the last video. Perun is strongly correlated with the near-identical Perkunas from Baltic mythology, suggesting either a common derivative of the Proto-Indian-European thunder god, or that one of these cultures borrowed the deity from the other. The root Perku originally probably meant oak, but in Proto-Slavic this evolves into per, meaning to strike, to slay. The Lithuanian word Perkunas has two meanings, thunder and the name of the god of thunder and lightning. It is said Perun was born to the mother Sva, or the goddess Lada. No, not that Lada, this Lada. After she consumed a pikefish containing an embodiment of Rod, the creator god. The book of Koladi contains possibly one of the only known myths on the birth of Perun. The sky rings with thunder, then the clouds shine with lightning, and he appeared into existence, as if by lightning, the son of Svarog, Perun the Thunderer. Like Norse mythology, the Slavic world was depicted as a large oak tree, separating the world into three parts: Parv, where the gods would rule; Yav, which is populated by man and constitutes what is seen by the mortal eye; and finally Nav, which is shown as the tree's roots and is the land of the dead. In other words, it is considered the Slavic underworld. Perched on the branches of Parv, Perun would keep watch over the mortal world, protecting from wrongdoing, such as that of Veles, the god of the underworld. Where Perun's lightning struck, the iris, or in Croatian Perunica, would grow, a white, large flower named by the people in honor of its creator. Although Perun was the most powerful deity, he was not the first to receive supreme authority, rather it was given to him by his father in gratitude for saving the entire Nav, or the upper world, from destruction and ruin. He, as a deity, belongs to the third generation of gods. When talking about Perun, we must by no means omit Veles, as dualism pervades Slavic mythology. This is precisely the clash in the internal conflict between Veles and Perun. Veles is the supreme god of the underworld, deception, magic, musicians, and livestock. His place is at the bottom, below the mountain, by the river. His primary epithet, the animal god associated with wool. He is underestimated at first, but if we know that animal husbandry and agriculture were primary and most important for the Slavs, it becomes clearer to us the reason for worshipping these deities. It's believed that his long beard is the inspiration of the popular saying, "Grab a god for its beard, uhvati boga za brado." These two deities represent complete opposites: earth and water versus air and fire, agriculture versus livestock, the kingdom of heaven versus the underworld. One of the stories that depicts Perun and Veles holds place in Istria. On the hills of Učka are remnants of existence of former beliefs. Perun healed, and its Trebišće undoubtedly correspond to the stories and depictions left by the Slavs and their mythologies today. There are two different versions of the story, or the reasons for starting the conflict, but they can be summarized in two basic ones, either because of family abduction of a woman named Mokos, or because of livestock. Veles comes from the underworld to the world of people and tries to climb up to a height where he does not belong. Therefore, with his lightning, Perun shoots his opponent from the sky and drives him to where he belongs. Perun's thunderbolts drive and defeat his opponent, but it does not kill him. Rather, it returns things to balance. Neither of them represent wholly good and evil. This is not a story of victory of good over evil, but quite the opposite. It is a story of a natural cycle of winter and summer, rain and sun, drought and thirst, that never ends but is repeated. It's about maintaining a natural balance, as they are equally worshipped in the people. At the beginning, I mentioned Perun Hill on the slopes of Učka. At its base hides the river, which is Veles's home, and Trebišće, a place where the Slavs placed their sacrifices. There is a legend from the locals about a devil who dries gold on a Corpus Christi, Tielovo, in a nearby cave. It is said that once a man followed the creature and entered the same cave, Veles, protecting his treasure, drove the man away with his shrieks, and he emerges bald from the cave. Since Veles was a hairy god, the punishment of baldness was considered to be the most powerful punishment of public shame, a defect. Perun and Veles brought equal benefit and harm. Perun, shooting his opponent with lightning, did not pay heed to people by burning their fields and destroying crops. Veles, as the god of the underworld, would steal the heat, and as a god of merchants, considered himself a god who protects fraud. The Slavs believed that nothing was essentially either absolute good or so completely evil. We can see the worship of Veles today at the carnivals when the bell ringers, original wolves, banish winter and evil luck with their dancing and bell ringing. That would conclude this video. Thank you for tuning in. I hope it was interesting and that you've learned something new. If you have any ideas or suggestions for this video or the next one, please leave a comment or send me a message.